up? How are you doing? It's still January, New Year. How are you feeling?
Amazing.
Yeah? Me too. I think it's gonna be a good year.
Me too. Yeah. I really feel that.
I think we need a good year. I feel like that's what I need. Yeah. Maybe I'm projecting. I hear that your kids are 3 and 2 now, right?
Yes.
How are they doing?
The most
you're
adorable
tired.
angels ever.
Are you tired? You're just running around.
It's the best though.
Yeah.
This is like my favorite. My mom era is my favorite one yet.
Yeah. My kids are obsessed with cartoons and stuff. I hear you love them, and you started Paris and Pups.
Yes.
The show.
It's my new animated series on YouTube, Paris and Pups, and it's based on my life with my puppies. And my kids love it. It's so cute. We just watch it together, and they're holding our dogs, and they're just like looking back at me, looking at the dogs. They're like, this is cool. I'm like watching my mom on a cartoon.
That's pretty cool, though, when you do something and your kids are into it. It's like a proud moment.
Yeah, you feel like the cool mom.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. I'm gonna watch that. Also, what I'm gonna watch, your new documentary. It's called Infinite Icon, right?
Yes.
This is hard to do things like this when it's so personal and put it out there in the world. Why'd you decide to make this movie?
I just feel like I was ready at this point in my life. You know, see this as a trilogy. You know, first with my first documentary, and then going deeper through my memoir, and now with this film through the lens of music. And I'm just incredibly proud of just how it turned out, and I can't wait for the world to see it when it comes out in theaters on January 30th.
Yeah, I think it's like a video scrapbook too for your kids, for them to see and to know you better as a person. I think that's kind of special too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You had a camcorder a lot as a kid. Y'all used some of this footage, right?
So much footage.
Yeah.
When I was like 8 years old, my dad gave me a camcorder. So ever since then, I just was always carrying it around, filming my whole life, and just have thousands of hours of footage. And
You're my
from,
9-year-old
like,
son.
2000s. Really?
Yeah. He literally, at Christmas, my family, we were so annoyed that he kept filming everyone, that we all had our phones out and we were all filming everyone. Like, we were like, how does this feel? All the time. But he loves it. He loves, like, documenting everything, and he thinks it's really cool, and then I'm always frightened of what was on the footage. But seeing that old footage, did it make you kind of realize anything new? It's like reading a journal from back in the day, right?
Yeah, just really just looking back on my life and just, you know, what I survived in a sense as well. Just, you know, living in LA during the 2000s was just sometimes extremely traumatizing and painful. Just like had the media, you know, treated
people were super hard on females. Yeah.
It was difficult at times. So just kind of like reflecting back on my life in that way was very interesting, but also really emotional.
Yeah. Well, you battled with self-doubt a lot, and I think when we're younger too, and especially we're both around the same age and in the media at the same time, very hard on females, and it was hard for you. You said that you cared a lot.
I think, you know, coming into this industry and experiencing that level of fame is traumatizing in itself, and just having the whole world watching you, judging you, underestimating you, misunderstanding who you truly are, and you know, just how the media was just like very vicious and cruel, especially towards young women back then. So it just made me realize how strong I am in many ways.
So you also released an album in 2024, Infinite Icon, right? And this is kind of paired with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. What was that process like? That was you and Sia, right?
Yeah, I love Sia. She's like my fairy godmother. She's so talented, so just brilliant. Miley had asked me to perform with her and Sia on New Year's Eve and surprise everyone with Stars Are Blind. And then I did that with them, and then I was flying home with Sia the next day. She's like, why have you not made another album? Like, you were incredible last night. You were born to be a pop star. And I just explained that, you know, I've been so busy with the million other things that I do. And she's like, well, what if I produced and wrote the album with you? Like, then would you consider?
I love, yes. How do you say no to that?
Yeah, you cannot say no to Sia.
She's like one of the greatest writers and producers. I'm like, that's an incredible thing. So Sia helped you with a song though in particular. I want to talk about ADHD, right? Yes. We both have ADHD.
Yes.
Was that a struggle when you were younger?
Yeah, because no one was talking about ADHD back then, especially about girls or women. So, you know, I was just always so confused. Like, no matter how hard I would study, I couldn't remember things in class. I was always failing. And it was just so hard to concentrate. It was just overwhelming. But now that I've done so much research, I know so much about it, now I see it as a superpower. Yeah. And I really want to spread that message to others because, you know, growing up and having no one talk about it, and just everyone just like, oh, if you have ADHD, you're the bad kid. Like, you're the one, you know, who's getting in trouble in class all the time. Yeah. And there's just so much more to it. It's just, you know, the schools and the world are not built for brains like ours.
Yeah.
But we are the most creative and I think brilliant people out there, and I wouldn't be who I am today without it. The entrepreneur, just everything that I do.
I think, I mean, I know a lot of creative people that have ADHD, and I think it's almost like what makes you creative.
Yes.
Yeah. But before we go, we love teachers here at the show. My mom was a teacher, and you helped a teacher, and I think this is really rad of you because you have a huge following, and you helped with the classroom, the needs. Like, there's always, my mom was a teacher, and we had never had money in general. And so getting those supplies, because not all schools will help with the supplies, is so expensive. And a lot of those teachers take it on themselves financially, and they do not have the means for that. And so she had put it out there. It's Mrs. DeWitt's, right?
Yes.
And you helped her out, right?
Yes.
And flashed it on Instagram, was it?
On TikTok.
On TikTok, sure, I'm so old. But no, but you put it on social media, and you have such a powerful following, so what happened?
Well, I bought everything on her list, and then I also just put it out for others to know about what she's doing, because I think it's such incredible work, and she has such dedication to her students, and I was just so touched by her story, and I wanted to really share my platform with her and have others hear about her story, and
Yeah.
I just think it's a beautiful thing, what she does for these kids.
Well, and there's so many teachers like that out there. Well, we know that you hadn't had a chance to meet the teacher, and we love teachers. So she wanted to say thank you. So, are you there, Mrs. DeWitt?
Hi, I'm here.
There you
I am so excited to meet you and thank you in person. I am a teacher at a Title I school. I teach 3rd grade, and I started a teacher wish list my first year teaching. And being at a Title I school, we have a lot of hungry bellies. We have a lot of children who don't have enough over the weekends. And so our school sends food home on the weekends, holiday break, to make sure we have full bellies. And I also provide a daily snack because you can't learn if you're hungry. So I was able to do that all year last year and get amazing supplies to my classroom. But someone at my school told me that the need is even higher this year, and we weren't going to have enough to feed all the bellies. And I said, oh my goodness, I have a wish list. I think we can stock our pantry. So I put a bunch of food on there, and I post on TikTok, and I post on Facebook. And Paris Hilton, you saw my list, and you saw my video. I post every single day. If I'm sick, I don't miss a day. And you saw, and you cleared my list in August, and that just set the stage for something so beautiful. We filled our shelves with food. We were able to feed every single family in our school that has a need. And we were able to help 30 other schools at Christmas time. And I call it School Around the World. And I want to help everybody around the world. And I'm just so, so thankful that we were able to fill bellies and fill hearts, because that's my motto.
Aw. Well, thank you, Mrs. DeWitt. You are wonderful. Thank you so much for being a teacher, and thank you for, you put that video out, obviously. Thank you so much. It means the world when you have such a powerful spotlight to shed it on people that really need it. So thank you so much for being a teacher. Thank you so much for what you do. Happy New Year.
Love you.
Thank you so much.
Everybody,